Although I'm an English teacher, I do not know all the 4,70,000 words that exist in the English language. Before making this video, I wanted to try and test this method. And hence, for the past few days, I've been applying this technique myself and I have surely seen results. I wanted to come out with genuine research based data and personal information rather than taking something that is already available on the internet. This method is better than any other methods that I've tried till date. And I wouldn't even mind saying that it is almost 50% better than other methods that exist in order to learn vocabulary. Now, see, we have to be practical here. Every learner is different. Some are one time learners, and some take a lot of revisions in order to remember something. And I, unfortunately, fall in the latter category. And because we all are different, there cannot be just one universal rule that applies to all of us. And hence, after explaining today's secret to how you can remember vocabulary, I'm also going to equip you with some other methods, with some other techniques that you can follow in order to learn new words and remember them for a longer time. Now, one thing that I constantly had in my mind while devising this personal technique to learn new words was to not have a dependency on a book, on a pen, on a diary. Because this journey of learning words is not limited to a month or to a week. We need to constantly keep learning new words in order to enhance the way we speak, in order to be able to articulate our ideas and our thoughts in an effective manner using the right words. And hence, this is a long journey, and I didn't personally think that it was important to carry a notepad or a notebook with me everywhere I go. But of course, learning comes with a cost, right? And here I'm going to ask you for three things. Three things that you're going to need while you're going to learn these new words. The first thing is your time, and I'm not going to ask you for more than 5 minutes of your day. One word a day is an ideal because we are really busy, but we also want to keep improving and keep growing side by side. Hence, one word a day is something that I personally recommend. The second thing that you need is your brain, which is active. A well functioning brain is very important in this technique. And the third thing is a small notepad in your mobile phone in which we will just be making one entry per day, just one word per day. Of course, the word that we are going to learn. Nothing apart from that. Whether it is an adjective, noun, sentence, how are we going to remember it, mnemonics, nothing else are we going to write in this notepad except the word itself. Because all of the working is going to happen in our mind, in our brains. Now, moving on to the technique that I have personally applied in the last 8 to 10 days and have been able to remember words even today is the BA technique. Now, this is my personal technique and hence I will tell you what it means. The first one, B, stands for break down, and the second one stands for apply. Now, you have to break down the word itself into something, into anything that will help you to relate and remember this word. It could be an image, it could be a picture, it could be somebody's name, it could be a rhyming word that's similar to the new word that you want to learn, or anything that will help you to remember the new word using the letters of the word itself. For example, let's look at the first word that I learned, which was didactic. Now, how did I remember this word? I divided the word into two parts, did and act. Okay? Now, for me, I call my elder sister Didi, okay, in Hindi or in Gujarati. And act was acting, okay? So, I imagined that my sister generally gives me a lot of advice. She gives me a lot of suggestions and she acts like a teacher to me. So, Didi acts like a teacher to me, which tells me that didactic is a person who teaches a lot, sometimes beyond limits. So he or she generally teaches moral things, and generally this word is used with a negative connotation because this person keeps teaching while annoying others. Now, of course, my sister doesn't do that, but simply breaking down the word into Didi acting like a teacher helped me to remember this word called didactic. So today, say after a month, if I have to recollect, I simply will have to recollect my sister acting like a teacher in my head. On the other hand, even when I'm revising, okay, I simply have to look at the word didactic or imagine that word in my head and just break down that word itself. This is how this technique helps, because we are not going to take something that's unrelatable. We are not going to first make a story and then devise the letters out of that. We are going to look at the word itself and make a story out of it. Now let's look at the second word that I had learned, which was umbrage. Now I divided this into and rage. Rage is when you're very, very angry. Okay, so umbrage means somebody taking an umbrage at you for your remarks. Means someone feeling bad or feeling offended because of something that you've done, and hence you go and tell them, hey, please don't take umbrage at my remarks. Which means, please don't feel offended for whatever I've said. I didn't mean to actually hurt you. Right? So, see how we divided this word into two simple words by first, he's trying to say something to me. And I'm raging. I'm full of anger. I'm furious. So, umbrage. Now, let's look at the third word, which is alacrity. Okay, now my name starts with A and hence I love the letter A. I'm sure if your name starts with a particular letter, you also love that letter in the series of the alphabets, right? So I saw that alacrity had two A's in the starting, okay, at the start, A-L-A. So I associated that with my own self, Amrita, and kriti is something that I reduced down to cry. So I told myself that Amrita was so excited and willing to do something that she had tears in her eyes. Okay, this is what I imagined. She accepted the project with alacrity. That means she was so excited that she had tears in her eyes and she willingly accepted the project. She jumped onto that project. So that's when you do something with alacrity. Friends, I'm hoping that you're liking this technique. Okay, the technique is still not over. Let's look at the fourth word that I learned, which was idiosyncrasy. Now, before moving on with this word, I want to tell you that trust me, friends, I have learned these words almost 10 days ago and I have not referred to the dictionary after that. Okay, these meanings that I'm trying to explain to you are from what I have understood about the word. Okay, you can check these meanings in the dictionary while watching this video. The fourth one, which is idiosyncrasy, I divided it into two parts, idio and crusy, C-R-A-S-Y. So obviously crusy, I reduced it down to crazy and idio into something that's idiotic. Okay, so idiosyncrasy is the quality or a characteristic trait of a particular person that's bizarre, that's strange, that's weird, something that's odd about a particular person. The example that I read over the internet was, my friend is idiosyncratic about going in the car first when going on a vacation. That is something that is peculiar about your own self. So that's idiosyncrasy. The next two words are largesse and quotidian. Very easy, I would say, because I related them to something, right? So this word largesse, which means larger than the large, which means someone who is very, very generous and giving. Someone who gives away a lot of money, gives away a lot of wealth, gives a lot of gifts also. So that person could be a largesse. And the next one, which is quotidian. How did I remember it? By telling myself that, quote of the day. We generally get these quotes of the day on social media saying quote of the day is this, quote of the day is that. So of the day, something that happens every single day. So quotidian is something that happens every single day. It is something that's regular, daily activity, mundane, routine. So that's quotidian. The last word that I learned was feckless. Now, it's quite an easy word to remember because it starts with F, which is an easier way to remember, and feck, instead of F-A-K-E, it is F-E-C-K. There's somebody who is useless, somebody who doesn't have substance to what they're saying is a feckless person. I'm seriously hoping, guys, you're understanding how I've tried to relate the letters of these words by breaking them down, and I've tried to create stories, or I've tried to relate them with something that's personal to me, like my sister, or maybe something that's strange and weird, like idiosyncrasy, idiot, and crazy. So I just try to derive the meaning out of it, right? Now, moving on to the second part of this technique, which is apply. Very, very important. I see a lot of people or a lot of students asking me that, ma'am, how do we remember the words that we learn? If you do not apply them anywhere, I'll give you in writing that you will not remember it. Even God cannot come down and, help you with that situation. So whenever you're learning something new, see to it that you apply it everywhere throughout that day. It could be a random statement that you pass to somebody at your home, or a random message that you send your best friend saying, I really find her idiosyncratic. And she will be like, okay, fine, but abhi kya ho gaya? What just happened right now? Why are you sending me this message? So you can just say that, no, I just had this thought in my mind. I really find her idiosyncratic. What do you think about her? So use those words that you learn every day, and hence important that you learn one word a day. Use that one word throughout the day at different places with different people, so that this applied knowledge stays with you for a longer time, right? You cannot really swim without learning how to swim. You have to jump in water, you have to drown, you have to try, and then you will be able to swim properly, correct? In the same way, when you have to remember something in the longer run, you have to apply it, you have to use it in multiple sentences, and then I'm sure you will be remembering it in the longer run. So this technique is really simple. Just look at the word itself. Try to see how will you be able to divide this word into parts such that those parts will tell you the story. And you don't have to try harder to remember anything except that word itself. And of course, the second part, which is application. Now, moving on to some other techniques that you can follow. Again, I want to tell you that this is a personal technique. This is something that I found gave me a lot of results. Believe me, gave me a lot of results. And let me know in the comments below after a few days if you think that this technique has helped you. Some other techniques are, of course, increasing the amount of time for which you read. Read a lot every day. What happens when you read is you subconsciously register words, and you don't have to separately learn words. So you will come across a particular word for the first time today. But when you read every single day, you will come across the same word several times, and that word will somehow become a part of your dictionary. So reading definitely is something that I would advise you on an everyday basis, every single day. The more you read, the better it is. Another technique is to make pictures or make images in a notebook. Now, I really didn't want any notebook, anything physical, but if you are a learner who learns by having visuals painted down in a book, then sit with a book and a pen, make a separate diary where you will put all the new words that you're learning every day. That may also help you. Deviating a little from the technique, I also want to recommend that whenever you come across a new word, learn its correct pronunciation the first time itself. So for example, let's take the word didactic. When I looked for the meaning of this word, I asked myself what would be the correct pronunciation. Would it be didactic or would it be didactic? Right? So ask yourself which one are you going to choose, and when you choose something, then look for the pronunciation. So if you're right, give yourself full marks that, hey, wow, I'm correct that the pronunciation is didactic. But after that, repeat the pronunciation loudly at least 5 times, so that the next time you will be using it throughout the day, you will be pronouncing it correctly. So this is a tip that I want to give you while you're learning a new word every day. Another technique that you can follow is to make sentences, construct sentences of your own and write them down in a book. Now these are also, all of these are good methods, but personally suggested is this BA technique. Just break down the word itself and apply. Trust me, it's going to work. So friends, if you found this technique helpful, if you think that this method is going to help you remember something in the longer run, then please don't forget to give me a thumbs up on this video. Also, let me know in the comments below which new words are you planning to learn. Now, what I did was I searched for difficult words and I noted down some of them and then looked for their meanings. But what you can also do is you can think in English throughout the day so that you come across words that you're not aware of and then search for those words online. And hence my next video is going to be about how to think in English every single day of your life. So I'm sure by applying these two, by thinking in English continuously and by noting down new words, you will improve in English. Until I see you next. Bye.